Hey friend, it's me, your internet homegirl, Simply T, and I'm so excited to be back on here sharing another video with you guys today. Now, I have been teasing this look on my Instagram page for a little bit, and I couldn't wait to share this awesome flowy ombre 613 wig from Nadula. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, keep watching. Let's get started. So it's time to lay this foundation down, and I'm going to be starting with an ultra sheer stocking cap. I do really prefer using stocking caps over wig caps, only because the melt is so much easier and it's so much more sheer, and you don't have to work as hard with your foundation to blend it to your complexion. And of course, I'm going to be laying this down with my favorite tool in the entire world, which is the Bold Hold Liquid Gold. You could also use this to lay your wigs down as well as your ball caps underneath them down, and it's super easily removable. And I'm just going to dry this out with my blow dryer on a high heat. So I am cutting away the excess parts of that stocking cap now that I've laid my bald cap down. If you notice, it has a little white overcast on the hairline portion of this cap. Not because I did anything wrong or not because I used too much product, but that's just what it usually looks like when my hair underneath is well oiled, especially when I go in with some Jamaican black castor oil and I deep condition my hair right before I lay a wig. So no worries, I'm about to cover that up with, you guessed it, my handy dandy foundation from Kiss Care. Now let's get into some cool details about this particular wig from Nadula Hair. If you saw my previous 613 install, you know that blonde hair is completely new territory for me. So even though I ended up enjoying how the bob looked on me, I was still very nervous about trying a longer 613 or fully blonde wig, as you can see on my face. Now, I did go ahead and tone the yellow out of this wig off camera with some Shimmer Lights purple shampoo, just to make it a little icier and a little lighter and not so golden. So the roots already came toned or colored, and this particular wig is a 13x4 body wave brown ombre lace wig. I got it in 20 inches and it is 130% density, and it still looks pretty full, so I was really happy about that. And I also want to mention that I purchased this wig with quad pay. Yes, y'all, Nadula Hair has quad pay now, so you don't necessarily have to break the bank if you're trying to get a little quality for your buck. All right. Now, of course, like most 613 or fully blonde lace wigs, this one came made with transparent lace. I love how thin it is, but my brown girls know sometimes we have to put in a little bit more work to keep the front hairline from looking ashy or getting that white flashback with a transparent lace. So I did go ahead and add some more of that foundation from Kiss Cover & Care to my hairline underneath the wig before I got started on cutting it into little pieces. Now, if you're a beginner at laying your wigs, or you're clumsy like me and you do not want to spend all that money just to end up ruining the front of your hairline, this might work for you too. I like cutting the lace in the front of my wigs into smaller portions and gluing them down or laying them down with whatever product I'm using, section by section. That way you don't, cut off too much lace, or you don't shift it way too far to the other side, especially if you're wearing an ear-to-ear frontal and end up having more lace left over on one side than the other. So this is me just cutting every section piece by piece, laying the front portion down first with, I believe, 2 to 3 layers of wig glue before I move on to the next section. Now, whether I'm using Bold Hold Liquid Gold, hair glue, got to be good glue spray, or anything like that, I'm going to make sure that I press my lace into that product with the back of my rat tail comb or the tail end of my rat tail comb, just to kind of get that melt down before I tie the entire front of my hair down. And that really helps my installs last longer. So I get the most trouble when I'm trying to make my frontals lay down on the sides towards my ear. So I usually have to take out just a little bit hair from the front of the hairline, and I just go in with my rat tail and press that lace in even more behind the hairline for a tighter fit. It really helps. And I usually just go in with a hair tie or a long piece of elastic band and tie it right behind my hairline that I sectioned out. So I'm going to get started curling my hair while I let my lace do its thing. If you are not comfortable with working your way around a big barrel curling iron, let me tell you something. Curling wands are a lifesaver because all you really have to do is wrap your strands of hair around them, hold them in that heat for a few seconds before letting them go, and you automatically have some luscious curls. Now, depending on how big you want your curls to be or how tight you want them to be, that will determine how much hair you section out each time you wrap it around the curling wand. But this is what works for me. Sometimes I pin it up. If I'm going for a looser, more wavy look, I don't pin them and I just kind of let them hang. So I'm going to hold on to my hair every time I take the curling wand out of it, just to make sure that it holds that curl. Okay, my curls are all curled up and I am ready to take the elastic band from around my hairline and start cutting that excess lace off of the wig. So I'm going to go through with these really cool shears that I picked up from Target. I love how small and sharp they are, but they're really easy to use, especially for cuts like this. And I'm going to just move it around in a jagged motion just to kind of give myself a little rugged shape in front of the hairline, because I don't want it to look so round. Cutting around the ear flaps can get a little tricky depending on the shape or size of your head when you're wearing a frontal. So that's why it's so important for me to lay the lace down, just to give me a little extra hold when I get to that part of the wig. Remember, it's totally normal if you still have a few pieces of lace standing up when you're done cutting that lace off, only because less is more. I would rather have to go back in after I lay the wig down with a little more glue than put way too much glue and not be able to take it off. Now, I usually go for a higher percentage density when I purchase my human hair wigs, but your girl was on a budget this time, so I had no problem picking up that 130% density wig. And you know what? Like I said, before even adding the curls, one thing that impressed me about this unit was how full it was. So far, I'm loving the texture. It's not dry at all, and it's really giving me the volume that I'm looking for right off the bat. So first impressions, I'm actually liking this wig a little bit more than I thought I would. Believe it or not, I used to wear nothing but middle parts. But because I am such a side part girl nowadays, I really don't know how to lay my wigs with the middle part anymore. So what I like to do is just go in the front and bump it up a little bit just to give me that voluminous look. If I was going to wear this in a straight texture, I would have left it a lot flatter in the front. But with the curls, I want that extra oomph, so that's what I went ahead and did before I tried playing around with this wig and seeing how I could style it. As you can see, I'm feeling it. Guys, you know what? This blonde thing is not so bad after all. But of course, in true Simply Tea fashion, I had to carve out that side part real quick and see what that thing was looking like. All right. So you let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer this wig in the middle part, or do you prefer it in the side part? Either way, I am really feeling this wig and the texture and fullness of it. Let me know if you want me to come back after a few wears with another part of this review, just to catch up and see how long it holds up. To all my friends and my new friends watching this video for the first time, thank you so much for clicking play and watching along with me. If there's any other hair colors or styles or any other step-by-step tips that you'd like me to include in my next video, please be sure to add it to the comment box below. In the meantime, you know what to do. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, see ya.